So thank you very much, everybody. Now is the time to discuss if you have any questions or you'd like to participate in our program as the discussion group. Let me just put some kind of announcements on the screen. I hope everyone can see my screen right now. Just a reminder, the 19th symposium is going to be on October 30th. We have a construction track for you this year. So I know that this was a very popular thing last year. Everybody was asking for it. So we got 3 speakers with 3 tracks. It's virtual, it's online this year because of the COVID-19 stuff. So make sure that you sign up for it and register for it if you haven't done that. We have a PMP exam prep course that is running on a monthly basis. That's also on a monthly basis. So make sure that if you are thinking about getting your PMP pass, to do that as soon as possible, because as Musi said, PMPOC 7 is coming very close and the exam is going to change the entire system of PMPOC 6. 7 is totally different from the previous version, so it's going to be total different things to study for if you already studied for it and you want to take the exam. So make sure that you do that as soon as possible. We are working with USGBC Detroit. I am part of their education committee, and I'm glad to say that our next discussion panel in December is going to be on LEAD for PMPs, what we as PMP could do with LEAD and how can we fit its methodologies into our PMBOK framework and how we can use that in our projects. So we have a LEAD study group coming up in October. And if you're interested, please go to CQM.US. I'm going to put more information on there how to register for that class. But if you type CQM.US/study group, you should be able to get to a form that will send you more information about that. November is a month of project management and project management month. We are celebrating our community, CQM.US, getting all of us together on November 20th. Actually, Construction Quality Weeks falls a week before that. It's the second Thursday of November. So that whole week is considered a Construction Quality Week. So that's was another announcement that I wanted to give you guys and kind of invite you for our celebration on November 20th to have another one of these sessions. And hopefully in that session, we can do a little bit of networking and mingling and more online discussions about where our industry stands and what are the trends in our industry for better quality jobs. And again, as I mentioned, this is not just for quality managers, this is for all project managers and everybody that is doing project management in one way or another, especially in the construction industry, whether architects, engineers, academics, subcontractors, suppliers, lawyers. Even we have lawyers as part of our community, and insurance companies and so forth. So our future events is going to be more into risk-based CQM and how we can avoid the different risks that cause issues and problems in our projects and how we can avoid them to make sure that we have good jobs. So if you want to turn on your videos, now is the time to participate in our discussion panel. As you do turn on your videos and audio, I'm just going to wrap up our discussion today. What we've seen, actually, I had a 15-minute presentation from Fope. She actually teaches in a university in Boston, and she did a nice presentation for me last night, and I compiled it in a video to display today, but we ran out of time. So I'm going to put it on our website, cqm.us/TV, in our YouTube channel, so you can view that in there. And what we saw is that every entity, every discipline in the industry is using somehow some kind of project control, whether it's EVM or lean construction methodology or CII, whatever it is. And a lot of time we see that the effort of putting this thing together is multiplied, because you do this thing at subcontractor level, supplier level, and then the owner level, and then the contractor level. And using new technologies such as P6, such as BIM, can help you to reduce that amount of work by automation, by sharing that information in, especially if you're in IPD methodology, integrated project delivery thinking. So hopefully what we can see in future is that our construction teams work closely together in order to make sure that they have their work to get aligned with each other, and reduce the amount of work in waste of time and energy to produce the same information. So hopefully, as we have more of these projects and more of these discussion panels on the way, we can see more activities from our industry to improve these areas. Dr. Moylan, thank you for joining us. Like always, you're supporting our programs. Your mic is off. If you have a few words for us, we'll be glad to hear from you. And Dr. Usman was online. I don't know if he's
I have, can you hear me, honey?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your
really
video is off.
My video. I see myself, but I don't see it. And participants, it's somehow blocked.
Oh, I asked you to turn it on. I don't know if you can see my request or not, but
Well,
Dr. Moylan, okay, now it's working.
Okay, now okay. I'm there.
And Dr. Moylan, your audio is off. If you wanna,
I'll defer to Dr. Moylan first, and then I'll make it.
I think you're still mute. Your audio is not on, Dr. Moylan. You're not mute, but we can't hear you. Probably you have to select the right microphone. No, unfortunately. Go ahead, Dr. Usman.
I'd like to really give my compliments to all the speakers. You know, this is a very good combination of fundamentals and practice. And it's, you know, I'm so happy to see that actually what we teach in our construction management program is being implemented. And only Musi is from our program, but the other speakers certainly, you know, I felt very much at home hearing what they were talking about, that they are actually implementing as part of their work. And that's great. I think this is good for the construction management field. It's good for the industry. So I'm very pleased. As far as Musi's work is concerned, as we indicated, it is a work in progress. But what we found out that the demographics of the respondents actually show some nuances in their responses. For instance, people who are on the younger side actually are more interested and more even into EVM than people with longer experience. And you know, this is kind of I can't say I wasn't expecting that, but I think it's an interesting finding. And hopefully when Musi is done, you know, we'll make another presentation to this group.
And we need to dedicate an hour to it. So I'm sure that we need more time for that. Dr. Moylan, is your audio working now? I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Now.
Okay, very good.
Okay, good.
Very fine. Sorry for the excuse of technical difficulty. I would say one of the overlying themes with the BIM and other pieces, people using the different tools, would be integrated project delivery. I think that would be a good thing to bring both the owner, the designer, the constructors, how it all kind of blends together from the beginning. It involves a lot more planning. That might be a good future topic for you to consider.
That's a good point. Okay.
I second Dr. Moylan's, you know, Bill's comment. It absolutely would be.
Good. I see Haytham. He's one of our supporters, and he has been in our programs before. You used my link because I gave the CQM.Zoom link, and the people that used my link have my name on their video. So next time, please rename yourself so we know you're here. Go ahead, Haytham. Do you have anything for us?
Thank you, Hani. Thanks, everyone. Everybody did a very good job today. It's interesting to hear the different opinions from owner side, contractor, general contractor, subcontractors, and academia too. I teach at LTU too, and I see a lot of students still to date and practice and construction too, and I see the variation here. Very interesting, and I'm very interested to hear more about everybody. I know a couple of presenters too, been my, work with and or been my students before. I totally agree with Dr. Molan about different project delivery methods and the impact or participation from all stakeholders on each project delivery, how they their impact or their participation in the collaboration side of each project delivery, starting from design bid build through everything design build and CM and go to IPD nowadays. That would be very interesting to see everybody's input on that in collaboration with all the above, from quality, schedule, scope, and all.
That's actually a good point, Haytham, is that if anybody has any particular interest in a field or any topic that they wish to see that we discuss it in future, make sure that you send that information to us. We're going to have a survey form created after the meeting and sent out to our participants to give us some kind of feedback of what they thought about the program and if they wanted to see some kind of improvement or change in our program to participate and do that. So Emra, do you have any comments? Emra is from Wayne State and he has a nice background of Wayne State behind him. So but Emra, you're on mute. You got to unmute yourself.
We are always worried. That's what I was saying. It was a great presentation. Thank you all presenters. It was great, and especially this weather integration to schedules. It was
the change I have done.
Interesting subject, and I would love to see other additional topics compared additional to this EVM subject in the future. I look forward to attending those events. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Anybody have any questions or any discussion that they want to make for this topic? And
if I may, I would like to ask one thing about this weather integration. For example, weather condition for future is being integrated into schedules, and it is a little pessimistic saying that what will be the worst weather and how it's going to delay the project, and it's integrated. What if it doesn't turn out to be that bad and still weather is, how it is corrected in the scheduling concept?
Well, this is like a planned response. So risk response, we have it for like weather impact that could impact the schedule. If it didn't happen, this is like it's going to be extra days or extra float that was approved by the client at the beginning when you submit the schedule. If it happened, then it's happened. You have it already. If it's past that duration, then this is something that you need to submit and get for it like a change order to get them, because it's at the end it affected your work and it's not in your hand. So but the reason we're trying to have a transparent schedule as much as possible with realistic durations. That's what is really important, because you as a contractor or subcontractor, you're not working just to get the deadlines. You're working also against your reputation. You want to get like a really good reputation to having that achieving your deadlines and giving accurate dates and deadlines in your schedule.
Sure.
So many things get into that point. Not always they accept it, not always they get it right time, but at least this is the best way to do it in the beginning.
Because
it's like a contingency plan. So you if you don't use it, you can maybe use it in other ways. I mean, maybe it's not weather delay, it's some other delays that you can.
I was going to say that does the owner usually allows that float to be used for other purposes, or do they share the savings because of that float with the contract, because at the end of the project, usually it is a discussion point between the owner and the contractor who's going to benefit from that savings. And the second thing is, I ask you because this global warming, the weather cannot be even predicted, and the historical data that you are referring to for integrating schedule may not even predict global warming. So that's why it's interesting from that point.
I would, Hani, if you don't mind, I would add something or comment on this very interesting topic. We should, you know, make a difference between force majeure and the weather. There is sometimes the weather turn to force majeure, and which is, this is out of the control. But for the weather, comment on the question about how it's not happening, how if it's the weather was good, going good, and then we have extra days and a flood. For me and the DTE as in my program at least, which is the gas renewal program, we use that extra days to pull ahead something. For example, this year we put, like with the contractor, we put to make a 200 mile for Southeast Michigan. And then we find like we're gonna finish early because the contractor make a lot of job and they do a good job and they add more crews. Then what we do, we pull ahead from the next year plan. We already planned for the next year. Like we started in plan 21 since March. So right now we're gonna have a 2 months extra, like extra 2 months in November and December. So what we did, we asked the contractor to give us a construction schedule for something from 21. For example, if the 21 we're going to go to Ann Arbor, for example, hey, we ask him officially to give us a schedule or plan for 21, but it's going to be implemented in 20 for different grid, for Ann Arbor or for Ypsilanti, for example. That's how we utilize. In addition, there is in DTE, we utilize a scorecard for the contractor. We call it BEI. So this is scorecard. What it does, it's evaluate how many activities you finish per month, or how many activity you finish. Like let's say if you have 1,000 activity, and how much you done, like as a percentage from this for this month. If you've done more than the average, or we set up a metric for how many you should do based on the productivity. We give him a credit, as we call score credit, and this is going to be bonus. Either a bonus is different and vary in DT. I'm not going to disclose things, but there is a bonus behind finishing early. Besides, you get more job to implement it and pull ahead something from next year, and you saving money. You keep your people busy, because if you don't have nothing to do, then your people will go on. So, but when you finish early, we're gonna promise you get more to be pulled ahead from next year, and everybody will be in the right situation. That's one example about how we manage it. At least in the GRP, facility may be different, but there is always a scorecard, always BI, always bonus.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I see Ravi in the meeting. Ravi always has something to say in the ESD meetings. Ravi, do you want to say something in our meeting? Your mic is off. Your microphone is off. You gotta unmute your mic.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yes, we can.
So, yeah, I'm quite pleased with the presentations, and I was happy to hear, not happy, but surprised to hear that the 7 would have something different in the EVM space, you know. So
I've heard about this new thing that Musi was talking about, using time with time instead of cost with time. But I wasn't sure if it's going to be applied to the entire project or just the end of it. And
yeah, he seemed to say it was the entire project. He seemed to say, although the issues crop up at the end because of this, but he seemed to say it's for the whole period. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Your question was appropriate.
That was news to me too.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was very interesting. Well,
yeah, it's good. A lot of varied, things here. I mean, you had weather, you had this. Oh, weather, do the clients pay for the weather caused delays or schedules or not?
Depends on the contract. Like the contract that we have, The owner has 15 days for us that we can use. I mean, they ask us to put 15 days for weather delays. And what Hassan was saying right now was if we can keep the 15 days for us, because to this date, we've been doing this project for 360 days so far. We haven't had a day of delay for weather. So if we can keep it that way, maybe they'll give us the 15 days.
Yeah, Michigan is not bad weather-wise, but somebody, he said he's in Fort Worth and doing projects there. I mean, Texas is bad from what I hear.
Well, Neil and Roberta, if you guys have anything to say, this is a chance. Your mics are off. And Neil, you want to say something? We can't hear you from your phone, but Roberta, can you try? Okay. Now we can hear one of you guys. I don't know which was.
Okay, now you might be able to hear me, right?
Okay. Yep. We got you, Neil.
Well, all I can say is that took a tremendous amount of effort to organize all of this, and thank you so much, each and every one of you. And here's wishing you within tolerance variances, regardless of the weather.
Thank you. And usually when we have our dinner meetings at PMI GLC, hopefully after the Corona, when Corona is over, this is how we do our meetings. We have like an hour or two of discussions and topics that we discuss as project managers. And then after that, we stay even longer to talk to each other and collaborate and do network. So this is great to see. We got 40 attendees that are and participants that are still in the meeting. So that's very nice and very good of you. I wish everybody would have turned their videos on and we could see your faces. But I guess next time when you join us for December, make sure that you're prepared. You got nice background or something behind you, and you can. You got a nice background, Neil. Don't worry about it. But you're comfortable to turn on your video. That's what I meant. But again, that's the purpose of our meetings here, is to collaborate and share information and try to. Oh, that's Bhakti. Hi, Bhakti. we can't hear you, but we can see you. Okay. Bhakti just changed from Wallbridge to O'Brien, so I know that she moved to O'Brien recently. So she's a PMP as well. So she's one of our supporters. Well, we're getting close to 7 o'clock. So if nobody else has, Aryan, she's on. Thank you very much for turning on your videos. And if you have any comments you want to add or share, we'd love to hear your voice.
I would say thank you, Hani, for gathering us in this nice conference. Really interested, really enjoyed it. And I've seen some people that I don't know, which is my honor and pleasure to know them and see them. And I've seen some people that I love to see them. I've seen Dr. Haytham. I've seen Yaya Janabi. He's my colleague in DTE. And Dr. Atman, I didn't see him since long time ago. I met him in 2000. I think 15. I was applying to the master program in Wayne State, but for some reason I moved and get busy with the work, and I didn't join the program. And then I joined the program with Lawrence Tech, and Dr. Haytham Sarsam was one of my instructor. So it's really interested, and thank you so much for this great effort.
Well, all of you are graduates through these different programs. Appear to have done very well. So,
thank you so much.
You know, we have Lawrence Tech, Western Michigan, and so on. So it's good. And even Arlington, Texas, Arlington.
Sounds good.
It's a university, or urban university like Wayne State, and it's a good one. You know that.
Yeah, DT is a good sponsor for PMI.
They are.
Yes.
GLC, Great Lakes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Barton Mello also is one of our biggest fans and supporters. I was hoping to have a few more people from Barton Mello, especially Anthony and Ryan and the people that I work with. So but probably something happened with the scheduling. They couldn't make it to the meeting, but I know that they were supporting the discussions, and we were preparing actually since 3 months ago for this event. So like I said, these events are quarterly. So we are working on our next event actually a month ago. The lead program is going to be very interesting. We're going to have people from Clark Construction and Barton Mello. So if you know of any projects, lead certified projects that would like to be participant in our next event, I think you guys are going to enjoy it very much. And so it's going to be very exciting. Well, don't forget to visit our site, CQM.US, and also LinkedIn is my communication channel with everyone. So if you have any questions, your comments, suggestions, don't make sure that you connect with me on LinkedIn, and we can collaborate more over there. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Bye.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.